It's John Kuzma from the Cross the Middle Show. We're going to talk about the Derrick Henry story in this episode. We're also going to talk about why Justin Herbert has a cannon for an arm. We're going to get it started with the Derrick Henry story. I don't know if you guys saw those workout videos of Derrick Henry, but the guy is a physical specimen. I mean, this guy is blessed by the gods when it comes to his physical abilities. We all know that because he's been the best running back in the NFL over the past decade. Nobody's been better than him. The only one that's really been close is Ezekiel Elliott, but Derrick Henry has been the best running back in the NFL. There's no debate there. We all know he's the king for a reason. Well, Derrick Henry, in his preparation for the season is also a physical specimen off the field too. I mean, when you see this guy in the weight room, I mean, he's doing lunges. These lunges, the way he's doing them, he has one leg back on a bench and he's doing these lunges. Most people would struggle just with the movements. Derrick Henry has dumbbells in his hands doing the lunges with the dumbbells for added resistance. I mean, it's amazing to see some of the workouts this guy's doing. I mean, these leg workouts are just, they're mind-blowing. Like the fact that this guy can do these type of workouts, he's that big, he's built like a robot more than he is a human. You're just kind of like, how is this guy able to do all these things? If you walk in the gym and you see Derrick Henry, right away you know that this guy is either the buffest dude you've ever seen or he's got to be an NFL player and the best running back in the NFL. Well, it's the latter. He's the best running back in the NFL. He's a guy that gets it done, not only, on the field, but, he puts in the work. And it's not really because of the work that he's able to do these workouts. It's because he is blessed by the gods to the point where he's on another level. And it all factors in, but really, he's been this way going all the way back to his time in high school. He's just been a brick house dude that's been bigger, faster, stronger than everybody else. He put it all together in the NFL. Even at the NFL level, he's bigger, faster, and stronger than everybody else. I mean, remember what he did to Josh Norman in that game against, I think it was the Bills? I mean, the guy is a beast. There's no debating that. And it's amazing to watch. It's been so fun to watch this guy's run and everything he's accomplished in the National Football League. I mean, just brings it every single time he plays. Doesn't cause any problems. The ultimate team player. Is focused on making his team better. Never complains. Never gets too frustrated or loses his cool. He's always cool, calm, and collected and composed. I mean, he's everything you want in a player. Not to mention, like I said, he's the best running back in the NFL. It's truly amazing. Go watch those workouts on Twitter. I think it was on ML Football was the website or the account on Twitter, ML Football. Just check Derrick Henry's leg workouts out. You think he's ready to go? I promise you guys, he's ready to go. He might be ready for another 2,000 yards if you ask me. That's how good Derrick Henry has been in the National Football League. I don't see him taking his foot off the gas anytime soon. He's going to keep running downhill. He's going to keep being a problem for these people. I actually think he's got better at catching the football out of the backfield too. Honestly, I really think he's gotten better at catching the ball out of the backfield. A little more versatile now than he was in the past. So even if he's the best running back in the NFL, he's still finding ways to get better too. Can you imagine that? This guy could have easily said, I'm good enough. No, that's not Derrick Henry. He's still focused, laser focused even, just trying to find ways to get better, trying to find ways to up his game just a little bit here or there. So you really have to appreciate everything Derrick Henry has done in the National Football League, because even though he's got all these God-given abilities, even though he's blessed, and that's why he's the top player at his position, he also is, very, very focused. He's laser focused, and he's never content with anything. It's always about, taking these God-given abilities and seeing how we can get a little bit more out of it. The other story we have is the Justin Herbert story. Man, Justin Herbert has a cannon. I seen a video of Justin Herbert throwing all these deep passes. It was just all his deep balls that he's put out there. I mean, this guy has an absolute cannon. I mean, I don't know if anybody at the quarterback position can throw the ball down the field better than Justin Herbert can. I know people are still waiting for him to have more success in terms of winning, but sometimes that's a team accomplishment. And, Justin Herbert clearly isn't the problem because the Chargers have gotten better since he's been there. But what he's doing individually, I'm blown away by that too. It's insane that this guy can just uncork the football down the field every single time, hit his receiver in perfect stride. Even when he's falling off his back foot and fading away, he can still unload a pass 60 yards downfield and hit his receiver right in stride. And, in the NFL, if you can't throw over 20 yards often, it's hard to be successful in the NFL. Justin Herbert is a lock on those plays. It's easy for him. It's like taking candy from a baby. That's how easy it is for him. Anytime he's got someone deep, he's going to hit them. That throw he had to Jalen Guyton, I think it was against the Bills. He gets flushed out to the right side of the pocket, throws a laser down the seam. But when I say a seam pass, usually you're thinking 20 yards downfield. This seam pass was like 50, 60 yards downfield to Jalen Guyton. Perfect throw, just a deep down the field strike from Justin Herbert. And he did that so many times. A lot of times with Jalen Guyton, those two were really connecting on a lot of deep passes. Had some nice deep throws to Mike Williams too. It's amazing. It's amazing what this guy's able to do, and to do it so routinely like that, where it's effortless for the guy. He definitely has made it clear that he's one of the best deep ball throwers in the league. He deserves to be mentioned in the same sentence with all the top guys that can throw the ball down the field, because it's amazing. There's no other way to put it. Justin Herbert is a guy that is a franchise player for the Chargers, a guy that can throw the football to any third of the field, deep left, deep middle, deep right. It doesn't matter. He's going to unload the football, and it's going to be a perfect spiral on a rope every single time. If he has to loft it and put a little bit more loft on it and let his receiver run under it, he can do that too. There's so many ways that he can get it done. He can throw a laser on an angle out towards the sidelines. He can throw a deep pass down the sidelines. He can throw a deep throw down the seam. He can get flushed out of the pocket and throw on the run anywhere deep down the field. I feel like Bubba and Forrest Gump just listed all these different possibilities, like so many different types of shrimp. That's how I feel talking about Justin Herbert. Like, there's so many different ways this guy can get it done throwing the football. I can't believe that he's been that good throwing the football deep. Obviously, that's the main part of his game that has helped him become the Justin Herbert that we know today. The other part is he's a competitor. He's always been a great athlete growing up. Even going back to Oregon, before Oregon in high school, the kid's always been a great athlete, played a whole bunch of different sports. You can see that has made him a well-rounded player in the National Football League because there's so many things he does well. It's to the point where it's like, Justin Herbert, there's nothing he can't do at the quarterback position. There's some people that are trying to push back and say Justin Herbert, he hasn't done enough, he hasn't shown us enough. I think that's nonsense. You're looking at things from a team perspective. Individually, the Chargers have gotten better since Justin Herbert has been there. There's no debating that. There's no arguing that. And individually, what he's been able to accomplish has been so impressive. There's no way you can push back and say, oh, this guy can't play, or he needs to do more of this, or he needs to win more. I'm not trying to hear that, because Justin Herbert is, he's got one of the livest arms in the league. And when you have one of the livest arms in the league, that's going to translate to good things for your football team. I think the Chargers need to get some of the other positions figured out. And really, it's not a position thing, because they have players at everywhere on their roster. They have players all over at all the different positions. They have players all over their roster. Really, it's the culture. The culture is getting better now that Justin Herbert's there. Yeah, Brandon Staley's helping things a little bit, but they're still overhauling the culture. They're in the process of doing that. It is getting better since those guys have been there. So they just need to keep building when it comes to their culture. But like I said, they're heading in the right direction with Justin Herbert. That's all I got for the Cross the Middle show. I'm your host, John Kuzma. Check out this podcast wherever podcasts are found. I'm signing off.